I'm not teaching, I am publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in UK test, part 604, while doing medial plane training. And if you participate in the medial plane training, that is at your own risk. So we're training along the medial plane of the body, isometric exercises in the second half of the video. Now, I said we're going to do a video about the House of Commons. Now we're going to do first one about the opposition. The second largest party in the House of Commons is called the opposition. So we're going to tell that there happens, we did it a couple of times already, that there are areas in the United Kingdom, small areas, they are called constituencies, and there the people are voting for one person who says vote for me, and the person who got the most people voting for the person wins it and becomes a member of parliament for that one area. And many of these people who will say vote for me are part of a political party, and the political party who after the general election has the most people who were voted in areas yes, that is already a sentence, has won the general election. That's the largest party, and if they have over 50%, then the second largest, it's complicated, that is to explain before coalition. Let's just make it easy. They haven't even told you how it is if two parties go together. The opposition is the third one. What happened? Do they have to go into a coalition if they have over 50%? Now imagine there are two political parties. One gets 49%, the other one 49%. Imagine we get a coalition, they have 98%. Would then the coalition, the opposition fall by 2%? Imagine you're being alone, the opposition. Okay. And that is the opposition, and the opposition, what are we doing? They are looking for weaknesses and failures in the politic of leading, of governing political party. This might be done at the Prime Minister's question. That is, the Prime Minister, that is the leader of the winning political party of last election, has to answer once a week the questions. I'm going to say, what did you do there? And the leader of a political party, who was the second largest one and is not the opposition, selects a few people together to become a shadow. Maybe I'm not going to tell it. I don't know if it's actually happening. Is it happening? I don't know it. Imagine it's not happening, and I'm going to explain it every time, and even now when it's so important. Let's rehearse it. Maybe I'm going to use it. And appoints some fellow party members, senior members of this political party, senior opposition party members to become the shadow ministers. They are forming the shadow cabinet, and they are thinking for themselves and looking how the country might be governed the best. We can't do it actually because we haven't won. They are not the real ministers, but we can once a week say we have that idea and that is much better than yours. Okay, I have this camera rolling, and I hope we know how we wanted to start. We wanted to start with explaining how the elections are going. I'm going to talk until the second camera is rolling, therefore the video. The opposition in the United Kingdom. So in the United Kingdom, there are a lot of areas, and they are called constituencies. And in these constituencies, there are general elections every 5 years in all of them. And then there are people saying, vote for me, and they want to get the votes. And if in one of these areas many people have voted for that one person who wanted to get the votes, that person has won the vote in that little constituency and becomes a member of parliament and represents that constituency. And he comes into the House of Commons in London, the Houses of Parliament. Now, and most of these members of parliament are part of a political party. And now after the election, it's looked, all of the members now in the parliament, all these members of parliament who are all representing one of these many constituencies of the United Kingdom, of which political party are the most of them. And that political party has won the general election. And the leader of that political party becomes the Prime Minister. And the second largest party, so the main party had some number, and the second largest one had less members of parliament, less won constituencies, but the person who was part of the political party, who the people have voted for, becomes the opposition. So the second largest political party in the last general election becomes the opposition. And the leader of the opposition, that person picks a couple of people out to become shadow ministers. So the real leader, the leader of a party who had really won, becomes the Prime Minister and appoints around 20 people to become the ministers of all these departments: education, health, defense, and all that, foreign secretary, home secretary, all this stuff. And the leader of the opposition selects 20 people who becoming then pretending to be that. They are not actually that, but we're sitting then together and then we're thinking, what is the best way for the country to work? And then we are putting that forward and telling that to the other political party. For example, once a week there's a Prime Minister's question, and then we're going to come there and asking the Prime Minister, the leader of the party, which one, we have that idea, how we're going to do education, health, whatever. And then we're going to say, we have that idea, and that is much better than yours. And then we're going to say, no, ours is better. And that way there's a bit concurrence. So the main political party has to put effort into giving the best ideas out. And that's public, it's all public. So the people of the United Kingdom can see that political party, which not so much of had voted for, they have much better ideas. Next time, if a general election, we're going to vote for that party. And now the other party hears that and says, maybe ideas are not that bad, and all the people want that, so let's adopt some of them, let's improve, let's make even better one. And now there's a concurrence. So both political parties, the one governing and the one who wants to win the next time, we have lost this time, but we want to win next time, both are working hard to make the best politics for the whole country. And that is according to the Life in the UK Test Handbook, page 140. I'm going to stop the camera. And we have a little time to look what will be the next subject. And it will be the king and the prime, or the monarch and the prime minister. Why? It's not so really important, but we have information here, and I want to have this information we had to vet separately, so that we see. I want to have what is it called? Just specifically pointed to these information, so we have them more clear and not vague between all these other videos. I want to make one video about, it has the title, The Monarch and the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. So what are the informations we have? We know that there are constitutional institutions, and there are the monarchy, with the monarch, the parliament, the prime minister, the cabinet, the judiciary, the police, the civil service, and the local government. We have these information. So we want to say there's the monarchy and the parliament and the prime minister. We want to say that the monarch is the head of a state of the United Kingdom and also of many other Commonwealth countries. It's, for example, the prime minister, no. Not at all. Okay, the prime minister is the head of the UK, is the head of state of the UK, and the monarch is the head of the state of the UK, and the prime minister leads the government. And the monarch appoints to become the prime minister based on what the people in the country have voted for. They are meeting, regular meetings, let's say once a week. It's easier to remember. We could meet as often as we want, I think. So if we want, we can meet every day. So maybe we're going to say once a week. That's simpler, just to say regular meetings. Just say once a week. I would say, I'm just not thinking. I would say once a week. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to say. Let's plan for once a week, for example. Once a week. Let's stay a bit vague. But the proper term would be, they have regular meetings. And there's advising, warning, and encouraging happening. And the Prime Minister is the leader of a political party which governs in the Parliament. And all acts of this Parliament are happening in the name of the King or the Queen. We want to explain that subject a bit easy. So we don't want to have that difficult subject. When we have that, when we want to explain, don't we want to explain how it is? I want to a bit focus on how it is today, not the history of it. Then we want to tell the thing about the Church of England. So more or less just, that's more because what is happening there now in the United Kingdom, basically that question. And we're going to say basically 3-4 examples that the people can think, read between the lines, that is meant. We're going to say that is the head, that person leads the government. That person appoints the person based on that. They're meeting to encourage, to advise, warn. And then what's here written. But the decisions on government policies are made by the Prime Minister and the Cabinet. And then we're going to say the Church of England. The monarch can appoint the spiritual leader, the Bishop of Canterbury? The Archbishop of Canterbury. But usually it's the Prime Minister. So we just want to say 3-4 little examples how it's happening. And I don't know, we're going to look in the next video a bit closer. If you have something else. Now we're going to do, maybe, we don't know where the monarch lives. And the whole book is not told for the monoclips. I wanted to save it at the end, but it would be nice to say the Prime Minister lives 10 Downing Street, and the monarch lives, I don't know, at Windsor Castle, but it's also the one in London, the Buckingham Palace. We are not told in the whole book where the monarch lives. Okay, we're going to do now the media plan training. If you're here to prepare, to what's the word? To continue preparing the preparation and the rehearsing of our little video where we're going to explain to people what is with the monarchy and the Prime Minister, or the monarch and the Prime Minister in the United Kingdom, and just giving you 3-4 examples how it is. Then you can go directly to the next video. We will do another media plane training. If you participate, that is at your own risk. We're bringing one leg up, we're pointing the foot down, and we're bringing the foot up and down, up and down, and down. Now we have our legs. We're bringing the leg up, and we're bringing the foot up and down. Legs wide apart, and we're breathing in, going down. And out. Again in. And out. And the last strong breathe in. And out. And again in. And out. And now the first exercise. We're bringing one leg up into a right angle with a flexed foot. We have even lined hips. We're taller with the back and we're pressing from the top against the knee. You can do this quite easy. That's already an exercise to stand like that. You can do it a little more forcefully. But have a little bend in the elbow. And if you're injured, take it a bit slow. Even lined hips, taller with the back and a little bend in the elbow. And now we have a leg. The leg up, right angle with the leg, flex foot, even lined hips, taller with the back, and press from the top against the knee. And on the other side, leg up, the other side, the next exercise. And now we're pressing from the inside. So right angle with the leg, flex foot, even lined hips, taller with the back, a little bend in the elbow. I could just edit it and say it's fucking fetish. And the other leg. We're bringing the leg up and we're pressing from the inside against the knee. And we're bringing again the leg up, and now we're pressing with the knee up and to the side. Even lined hips, taller with the back, the knee presses up to the side. Next leg up, and we're pressing up to the side. Even lined hips, taller with the back, and the knee presses up to the side. Last exercise, the heavy swing door. Leg up, right angle with the leg, flex foot, even lined hips, taller with the back, and we're pressing from the outside against the knee. And we're opening slowly. And we're closing again slowly. And we're opening again slowly. And we're closing again. And we did it twice, but it's okay. The other leg. And we're pressing against it. And we're opening slowly. And we're closing. And we're opening. And we're closing. And we're closing exercise left side apart and we're breathing in. Out. Out. Last round, breathe in. And out. Breathe in across the legs. And out. That was the medial plane training. I think very much in that next time.